Alright guys, what's going on? Good morning to you all. Good afternoon, I'm sorry, it's 1:10 in the afternoon. This is the Club with the Man 1993, and I am here live to review this week's episode of AEW Dynamite. It took place once again last night in front of a somewhat empty arena with sub-wrestlers in the crowd at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. Again, the April 22nd, 2020 edition. Earth Day, of course. For those of you who actually acknowledge that holiday. I mean, I don't really do anything for it, but, you know. Anyway, so we're going to talk about Dynamite this week, and overall, that was a good show. That was a little bit better than last week's show, so it wasn't super great to me, but it was still good. We had two matches, in the final two first round matches of the TNT Championship Tournament, setting up for our two which were pretty predictable for me. Well, I kind of hope for different results for one of them, but we have our semifinals matches set for the next round. The question is will a stipulation from the main event continue on to the next round match? I'd be definitely intrigued if they did, for sure, because of what I think this is going to come down to in this tournament. As I keep saying, what I think the final it is. But other than that, we have kind of a lot of enhancement matches, but some good promos as well, for sure. Also, we got to hear from the man who owns the Diamond Ring, because he's the best. I mean, and you know it. I got tongue twisted with it. So we're gonna get started with this review, go through it really quickly here, and then go on with our merry ways today. I will be back up here, of course, later on today to do my NXT live review, and I'm also going to try to finish my Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban PC gameplay as well. And also, good news as far as that stuff goes, I found Deathly Hallows Part 1 for the PC download, so now I have one more game to try to find online, see if I can download it, and let's see if I can get part 2 there as well. That way I'll hopefully be able to, sometime down the line, do all the Harry Potter PC games to my channel, and also just have all the games for me myself, because I've always wanted all of them. But anyways, before we get started with this review, getting back to wrestling, there is some good news in wrestling that I just found out this morning. Apparently, because even though a couple times they've actually called him Cody Rhodes on live TV, Cody Rhodes will be allowed to be Cody Rhodes once again in AEW, not just Cody. Apparently, I've read reports and shared by Alex, formerly Deluxe Man, as I've constantly said, in case you don't know who that is. But he shared on Twitter this morning that he heard, and apparently back on October 13th, WWE's trademark for Cody Rhodes, the name Cody Rhodes, expired. They gave them a 6-month grace period, but WWE did not renew their trademark. So because of that, Cody Rhodes bought the name Cody Rhodes, and he is now not just Cody, but he is Cody Rhodes in AEW, which I think is awesome. He definitely should be, for sure. If we're going to have Dustin Rhodes, let's have Cody Rhodes as well. So it's awesome. I did like hearing that news this morning. Tyler only watched AEW last night, so did I, because I also watch Survivor on Wednesday nights. But yeah, so I just watched Dynamite last night, but I didn't really have the right energy to do my review last night, so that's why I did not do it. So I did it today. So the show opened up with Cody taking a seat in some kind of a command center, watching tapes of Sammy Guevara, Lance Archer, Kip Sabian, and Darby Allin. Asked the question of who he is and who he fits into all of this, and he muses that there can be no future endeavors if you don't endeavor. Is he a mid-card lifer, comfortable in his role? Nope, he's going to meet one of those four in the semifinals, which of course he didn't mention his own brother, and he needs to be ready to answer the call. AEW critics will undoubtedly move the goalpost, but history will show. Once again, saying that he doesn't want to be what he was in WWE. He wants to be, literally in the main event scene. Even though, once again, right now, he cannot challenge for the AEW World title, and he's sticking to that, because he lost to MJF at Revolution. Complacency, is a dirty word in wrestling, but the ally of a top guy, because those who are just here to collect a check become flesh to pound. But none of these men are that. There's plenty of will in this tournament, and now we'll find out who has enough of it. We have Chris Jericho and Tony Schiavone on commentary as well. Sammy Guevara, the Spanish God, cuts a promo running down Darby Allin, promising to expose him as a fraud. But then Darby has a promo and says they're more similar than he could know, but Allin stands on his own 2 feet. So we get ready for the first of the 2 TNT Championship matches. Well, for the final 2 first round matches, Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin. The winner of this match, of course, will face Cody Rhodes in the semifinals. Before the match started, though, as Darby's making his entrance, Sammy Guevara dived and attacked him before the bell, threw him into a barricade, and then he took a ladder down and bridged the apron and the barricade with it. But Darby goes into the barricade again, and then Sammy had adjusted the ladder and then scoops Darby up to set him up on top of it, and it's a splash onto the ladder. So basically, kind of like, Guevara was kind of trying to get into Darby Allin's game as he did at AEW Revolution. Whenever Allin didn't waste time, he attacked Sammy in his entrance. So Sammy Guevara turned the tables and tried to do the same thing to him, of course, while Chris Jericho was on commentary. And I thought they had a good match. Again, I just wish they would have mixed up the matches a little bit. I know they had history, but to me they were pretty obvious who were going to win. Even though, again, I love Darby Allin, I kind of wanted to see Sammy Guevara win this time. I feel like Sammy hasn't really picked up any big wins lately. I feel like he could definitely benefit from one for sure. And at least get into the semifinals facing Cody Rhodes. I'm still saying this. I'm still predicting it coming down to Cody Rhodes and Lance Archer in the finals. That's why I feel like they didn't build up the story with Lance Archer and Cody Rhodes. And I think Lance Archer is going to be our first TNT champion. But we had some good action here. Sammy Guevara darted a suicide dive, and Darby hit the barricade. Sammy hit a 630 senton onto Allin, but Darby was too close to the ropes. And then eventually, Darby Allin would win the match with the Last Supper submission maneuver. So Darby Allin, as I thought, even though I was hoping for Sammy Guevara, was going to move on to the semifinals and face the man who, a couple weeks ago in the main event, when it was Shawn Spears and Sammy Guevara taking on Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin, after Rhodes and Allin lost, Darby did punch out Cody Rhodes, and we have not seen that match since Fyter Fest. I mean, they both definitely improved. So I do look forward to see what they can do. They can do whenever their match happens. Again, I would have kind of still liked to have seen Sammy Guevara win this. I still feel like he could have used the win more, but still a good match. Not going to knock it too much, but Darby Allin wins the Last Supper. We then get a video package with broken Matt Hardy, recapping his feud with the whole of the ass, and invites them to Elite Deletion, how Sammy Guevara is the only one in the inner circle who's had the testicles to even speak his name. He invites Guevara to the Hardy compound to be sentenced to deletion, but then Matt has a late revelation that Jericho wouldn't mention his name because he doesn't know how to deal with his broken brilliance. So if broken Matt is too intense, he offers up another entity, the mortal vessel, the unkillable, stronger than death. Matt Hardy then cuts a promo. So I like how they kind of I'm sorry about my microphone. I kind of like how, they had 2 different entities of Matt Hardy show up, which I thought was pretty cool for something different. But Matt Hardy, then stronger than death, talks about how he's going to kick everybody in the inner circle's ass until he gets to Chris Jericho. So obviously, maybe, because I still hear they're still trying to do Double or Nothing, but probably not at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. They might do it somewhere else, but I think they're still trying to do Double or Nothing. I think we're going to get Matt Hardy and Chris Jericho, which I'm fine with that. So we'll probably see that match, but we are going to at one point see an Elite Deletion match. And then back from commercial, Taz breaks down Kenny Omega's V-Trigger and Dragon Suplex down. As he has a match against Alan Angels. Again, Kenny Omega's kind of like, not really having much to do right now because his tag team partner Hangman Adam Page was not around for these tapings because of COVID-19. Unfortunately, he was not there. So, but Kenny had a squash match at Allen Angels and won with the V trigger. And then we get a video package about Scorpio Sky, talk about his career and how he overcame a career-ending back injury in 2009, which I thought was pretty nice. Cody Rhodes, I listened to a message from Dustin Rhodes about the tournament and the whole idea, how it was hyped up for tonight, that if Dustin Rhodes does not beat Kip Sabian tonight, he will retire. So basically, this could have been his last match. And also get a recap of the Young Bucks on being the Elite 200 as well. And then we have a match with Jimmy Havoc and Orange Cassidy, which I thought was another good match. And Orange Cassidy actually won by pinfall with a crucifix pin. But then afterwards, Jimmy Havoc snaps off a brainbuster, and he and Kip beat down Cassidy until the best friends come out and make the save. So it looks like I'm sure we're going to get a tag match involving them at some point down the line, probably. Let's check the live chat before we move on to the next part. What's up, Charlie Kelly? Lance is going to win it. I still think Lance is going to win it also, as he probably should. So then, we're going to be getting an update from Mr. MJF, who also had been rumored was not at these tapings due to, the virus. So MJF appears in a video billed as being from Max Rat's house. He talks about how we've collectively, first off, this is a close-up of his face. It's how we've collectively gone through tough times, that he hasn't wrestled on Dynamite. He knows we're craving it, but he's here to explain why he's not working. And he starts choking up, and he says on his last appearance, while gambling early in the evening, and they're fading back out, and there's MJF with his arm in a sling and his finger wrapped up, and he said while he was gambling early in the evening of his last appearance on Dynamite, he got a hangnail, but he valiantly proceeded to gamble until the very end of the show. Because of that, he's obviously in a sling, but he will be back, and like a phoenix, he'll rise from the ashes because he's better than us, and we know it. MJF with a freaking sling on over a hangnail. Okay, I'm pretty sure Vince would have someone do this and they look like an idiot. But again, MJF is just that talented that I actually just cracked up when I saw that. I'm like, wow, really? But MJF is in a sling because of a hangnail. So that's why they're covering up why he's not been on TV. Which is fine by me. And also him rising from the ashes like a phoenix. I'm thinking, okay, I've been playing too much Harry Potter lately. I'm like, are you literally getting some Fox references or something? But I like that. Wardlow, speaking of MJF, Wardlow actually had his first match, I believe, since he lost to Cody Rhodes inside the steel cage a week and a half before Revolution. He took on Lee Johnson, squashed him, winning with the F10, as we figured. And then we had a commercial break. Then we had footage of someone listening to a breakup voicemail in the dark and reading a additional newspaper about a football man who suffered a career-ending injury. He navigates to the Dark Order's website and wants to join. We'll see who that is. And then Brody Lee appears to thank him and tells him he understands before asking how tall he is. 6'2", and he weighs 240, and he played college football. Mr. Brody Lee then says he's had a hard worker, but he hasn't gotten this payoff. Some people are afraid of success, but not him, and he wants to offer this football man that success. They are the lions of AEW, and they feed on the prey. He passes the guy a mask and tells him he's home now. So we'll probably find out who that is eventually, don't know. Brody Lee then squashed Justin Law with the discus lariat, and afterwards he stares down Marco's Stunt, and next week we're going to be getting a match between Marco's Stunt and Mr. Brody Lee. Maybe we'll find out who he gave that mask to. Best friends, they're going to be backstage, and Chuck Taylor's all fired up, or Chucky T, as Jericho called him last week, was fired up and puts a chain on. Trent, he wants to fight Penelope, but they cannot afford to. So he challenges Jimmy Havoc and Kip Sabian to a tag team match, which they did, and explains that he's really quite angry right now despite sounding so mellow. And then we had like a non-TikTok dance video style thing of another episode of The Bubbly Bunch, starring Sammy Guevara's cat and whatnot, which I thought was pretty funny as well. Of course, they both kind of have been, all of them, they've kind of hit some slumps. Moxley retained the world title over Hager last week. Sammy Guevara did win his match this week, but the Inner Circle, they're getting ready to come back stronger than ever, which we'll see what happens with them. And then we get a first we get a video promoting Moxley for next week, and then also we get a video package with Dustin and Kip Sabian cutting dual promos about their match tonight. And again, this gets to our main event: Dustin Rhodes versus Kip Sabian in the final first round match for the TNT Championship. And if Dustin Rhodes loses, his career will be over. He will retire. That was a good main event. Felt that the drama wasn't quite there, though, with the idea of Rhodes' career being on the line. I felt like there could be a little bit more drama involved in it. Still a good main event, though. And eventually, Dustin Rhodes does win with a flip pile driver. So he will move on to the semifinals. And the semifinals matches now are Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin in one match. And the other match is Lance Archer and Dustin Rhodes. Again, it's going to. I'm still saying it's going to come down to Lance Archer and Cody Rhodes, and Lance Archer does win. Although I do wonder now, will Dustin Rhodes put his career on the line again? Which I would be interested to see for sure. It would definitely make the match with him and Archer a little more interesting, because to me, again, I've liked the matches in this tournament, but again, to me, it's still a little too predictable. I feel. Just my opinion, little nitpick. But it's going to do it, guys. Good show from Dynamite this week. I gave it a B. Gave Dynamite a B this week. There was a lot of squash matches, yes. But I felt like, the segments and the other matches still were pretty good for like the tournament and whatnot. That's why I gave them the B instead of a B minus. But that's going to do it, guys. Again, I'll watch NXT later. Do my live review for that. I'm going to try to finish my Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban PC gameplay today as well. I will do Goblet of Fire after I go through again and practice it one more time, which I am doing right now, moving through it pretty quickly. And again, I'll still try to keep those Let's Plays going. Maybe I'll do it after I finish the Prisoner of Azkaban gameplay. I still want to, even though we don't know when the season's going to begin, I got to do some baseball videos again. So I want to do my baseball preseason predictions video that I haven't been able to do yet. Again, the stars, everything's been nuts. I'm sorry about all this other drama I've been sharing going on me right now. It's been a really tough month, guys, for all of us, but me especially for losing both my uncle and my cat. But, just know, again, we're all hanging in there. We're all staying strong, and we'll get through this all together. So, guys, Dynamite gets a B for me this week. What are your thoughts on Dynamite this week? Your thoughts down in the comment section below. Slap a like on the video. Subscribe or comment to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirBoy93. And I will see you guys all later when I review NXT. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your night. Peace out, everybody.